Welcome to Union Little League's baseball field maintenance video, where we will show you how to get professional results in setting up Union Little League's baseball fields, setting up the batter's box, and laying down the baselines. No baseball field is complete without the proper lines. These are some tools that will be needed for field maintenance. This is your standard garden rake. Remember, when using this rake, always rake from the grass to the dirt. Never rake dirt onto the grass. This is your wide field rake. Again, like the garden rake, always rake from the grass to the dirt. That will keep the lines crisp. This is Union Little League's 5-headed field drag rake, made for the 50-70 field at Hall. The 46-60 fields at Esna are equipped with a 3-headed version of this rake. This is the paint line machine, which is designed to use environmentally friendly paint, which will not harm the grass. These lines are for grass only, from the back of the infield to the foul pole. This is your line reel, which comes equipped with a spike on the front, which is placed into the ground at the point of home plate and stretched tightly to the outside of the foul pole, the only way to lay down a straight line. Here we have a standard chalk machine. Remember, at Union Little League, we're using a 2-inch line. This is your field tamper, used to repair holes on the pitcher's mound and around home plate area. This is a flat metal rake, also used for grooming the infield, pitcher's mound, and home plate area. And here we have a standard push broom. How to lay down the perfect line. We start by nailing in the spike at the end of the line reel at the tip of home plate, as close to the rubber as you can possibly get. Nail it in tight, because there'll be tension put on this spike. As you can see, he has it right at the point of the plate. Then we're going to take our line and we're going to run it down to the outside of our foul pole, tight to the foul pole. We take our line spool and we wrap it around the outside of the foul pole. The lines will be placed to the inner side of the string. Pull the string as tight as you possibly can to get tension on it, so the machines do not move them as you're laying down your lines. Wrap it around the metal cleat 2 times and pull it into the crevice. That will secure it. Snap it like a banjo string and make sure it's tight to the outside of the base. Setting up the paint machine. It's very important to shake up the paint cans so you hear that metal ball bouncing around freely. If not, most likely the paint will clog the lines as you're trying to lay them down. Next, insert the can as so into the machine. Make sure that the flat nozzle is in the wide position so that it can spray correctly through the chamber of the machine. Snap it in and give it a test to make sure that the line is wide, not thin and narrow. You may have to adjust this. Make sure it's correct before you start laying down your line. Also, make sure the string runs on the outside triangle of the arrow. Do not run the point of the arrow down the middle of your guideline. The line must stay to the inner side of the guide string, both for your chalk and your paint lines. Run the machine steadily all the way down to the foul pole. On a virgin line, you may repeat this process and run it back again if need be. Laying the lines down this way will ensure you have a straight line and make it easier for the umpires to call their game and look more professional. First base side, marking the runner's lane. To mark the runner's lane, there is a designated mark on the dugout wall. We start from that point and we run our line on the lip of the grass all the way down to the back of first base. Marking the batter's box. To mark the batter's box, we must first set up our batter's box template, lining it up with the T at the wide side of the plate and making sure that the mound arrow is facing the mound. Take the back side of a rake or a broom and mark the outside of the batter box template. So when it's removed, you'll be able to see the impression and lay your chalk line down without a problem. Now, flip the batter's box template around. Again, line it up with the flat side of the plate and make sure that it's facing the pitcher's mound. Again, draw a line with the broom or a rake around the outside of the batter box template. Then pick up the template and we'll get ready to put our chalk lines down. Laying down the lines. Make sure to use the number 2 slot on the chalk machine. That will give us a 2-inch line. Now line up the machine at the tip of the batter's box and lay your line to the inside of the guide string. Take it easy and your lines will come out nice and straight. At the back of the chalk machine, there is a guide so you can see your lines being laid next to the guide string. As you approach the base, stop the machine and remove the base. Now continue your line to the tip of the outfield grass. Turn the machine around and come down the line once more. Bring it all the way to the batter's box. After completing this, it is time that we chalk the batter's box. Chalking the batter's box. We have already laid down our batter's box template guidelines, so they're easy to follow. Apply the chalk line as so. You can see how easy it is to follow the guidelines from the template after drawing them in the sand. Always tip the machine up on 2 back wheels when you're moving it to avoid unnecessary spillage of the chalk. Take your time, and the lines will come out nice and straight. Lay down the line and come back over it in reverse. Reposition the machine and repeat. At the end of the line, stop. Come back, tilt the machine back, go to the next side of the line. At Union Little League, we're only making our batter's box like the shape of 2 C's, skipping the inner line, which gets kicked away by the batters and makes more of a mess. If need be, the lines can be tightened up with a small broom to make them square and precise. Painting the bases. Again, it's important that you shake the paint can. Preferably use a partially used can if possible. Start by painting the bases on the side with a quick moving spray. Once you complete all the sides, then zigzag back across the top, covering the base, and then coming back the other way. Notice the bases are placed on a 5-gallon bucket on the dirt, not on the grass, not up against the dugout, not on the asphalt. This way, if any overspray hits the ground, it can be easily broomed away. Raking the infield dirt. When raking the infield dirt, on the infield, around home plate, or the pitcher's mound, always come down the line, keeping the dirt off the grass as much as possible. Then come back and pull any loose dirt off the grass. This will ensure us nice, crisp baselines. And a beautiful field on a beautiful day to play a great game called baseball. Enjoy. At Union Little League, we take great pride in our beautiful field. Now you can too. Quando Productions for all your video needs. Look your best.